What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful Corona-free day. It is a warm Wednesday afternoon in the beautiful, great state of Texas. 5:25 in the afternoon. How are you doing? I'm not going to do that accent for the whole duration. All right, relax. But, yeah, so, you know, I typically do these videos while I'm in my car. I thought about changing the title one day to Riding with Benja. But, it sounds pretty cool, but it doesn't really say what I'm promoting or who I am or blah, 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 blah. So, I'm keeping it as Benja Welldone Comedy Show. Not that many guys or gals know, but my last name is actually pronounced well done. Like, good job, right? But phonetically, but it's literally not, like, written that way, even though it's pronounced that way. So to be less confusing on stage, I added the L, dropped the E at the end, so now it's not confusing. Well done. That's my last name. First name, Benja, just a nickname, short for Benjamin. Benja, well done. Comedy, that's what I do. Benja Welldone Comedy. It's pretty simple to understand. You know, now that you know my whole universe of information in a random small rant, it always amazes me when I'm doing these. When I see people driving the way that you see driving, and the inner thoughts that we always have about every other people, how we always like shit on how like every other person drives and whatnot, unless you're a shitty driver. More than likely, if you're a shitty driver and you watch someone cut you off, you know, you either don't notice or it doesn't bother you, because what you're probably thinking is, he got there first. It's true. You ever seen a car that's like a busted-ass vehicle with like dents and scratches all around it? It's not an accident. More than likely, they either didn't buy it that way, which is the majority, okay? Because that's kind of hard to buy, hard to sell, you know? And they did that. Or, which means that they're a shitty driver. Anytime you see a car with like a lot of dings around it and stuff, that's almost always that driver. And the second you see them like cut right without signaling, pretty much confirms it, you know? Or, on a very rare circumstance, maybe, just maybe, somebody bought it like that. I'm not really sure about you, but I haven't ever been in a situation to where if I was going to buy a used car at a certain price, I wouldn't target the one that looked like it was busted as shit. Pardon my French. I'm dropping some profanities right now. Alright, relax. Okay? Relax. Hold that thought real quick. I gotta drop something off. I got an old, not old, but let me see when this thing closes. Might need to fry. Okay, so it's still open. Okay. Yeah, I gotta drop off this bag real quick. And with the power of editing, you won't even know that I'm gone. But I'm just telling you right now, I'm gonna step in this dry cleaner real quick, drop something off, and before you know it, the whole thing's gonna be done. Watch this. Ready? You see that? And guess what happened? Due to Corona, they changed their hours. So they closed maybe 30 minutes ago. Guess I'm not doing this today, but still gotta get gas, so I gotta do that shit now. I've been using a lot of profanities lately. You know, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think there's certain profanities, you drop an F-bomb, it's like, whoa, hey, watch the language, you know? But even if you were at like church and you said, ah, shit, you know, I mean, it's like, it's not really pleasing, but you're sort of off the hook. You know? I think it's probably one of the first profanities that everybody says. And it's definitely the most common one in a casual, mannerly speaking. You know? Just something small could happen. Ah, shit. You know? Damn it. We're gonna go through a whole gambit here. A whole array of profanities. Not be too crude, but damn it is like, it just seems like, I don't know. Damn it is like such a rare thing to say in the first place. It's like, why does it even exist? You know? It's like those random restaurants that you pass by. You know how right around your house, wherever you've been living for many months or years or whatever the case, there's always those restaurants that you pass by that you don't ever go in. You're telling yourself, how is this place still open? If I don't go there, as though you're king of the universe, right? If I don't go there, what's the likelihood that other people go there. There are never cars there. It's not like it's always packed, because that would catch my attention. Like, man, cars are always packed. I should try this place out. It'll probably be really good. I don't get it. I don't get how some places can even stay open unless I go there, you know? And that sounds weird, but it's true. They got a place that makes Philly cheesesteaks. I don't like Philly cheesesteaks, so maybe that's a bad example. You know what I do like? I like pizza. I pass by this pizza place every single day near my house. I don't ever see anybody in it. Ever. You know? I like pizza. But you get what I'm saying. I remember there was this one place that sold, it was really weird. It actually looked like it was a barn. Like a legit barn. Okay? And it was, I think it was called like City Barn Beds or whatever. Some crap like that, really. And long story short, they sold mattresses in there. And we, my wife and I, we got 2 of them. We got like 2 single beds just for guests. For the guests that we don't ever have, for the friends to stay over that we don't have, but whatever. Super positive message day. But anyway, yeah, we always pass by this thing, and then one day, you know, we thought that we might have some overnight guests from like a different state. Some friends visit us. So, you know, my wife said we got to get a couple single beds. This way we can use it on separate occasions. Plus, when they're together, we can just bring it, just slide those 2 singles together, you know? You know, like those mattresses that are, I think it's called a single bed, right? You know, like I'm probably not saying the right term. It's the kind of bed that's like if you put your arms on the left and the right side of it, it's like smaller than a queen. You know what I mean? It's like your arms can hang over it if you stretch out left and right. But anyway, whatever type of bed that is, we got 2 of those smaller ones. You put it together, it makes like 1 queen or 1 king, whatever. So, and I knew that we needed one. So we went in there, and sure enough, apparently it's one of the most popular places to get mattresses. I feel like certain things, you know, that might be a bad example, okay? And I'm just ranting here, but I'm being honest with you. All right? Certain things you can't really judge because it's such a rarity. It's like plumbers. I'm making a point here, so just stick with me, all right? Plumbers is such a rare... How often do you have a plumber... I've been living in my house for over a year now. I haven't had a plumber come over, not a once. Usually, most plumbing jobs, you can do with a damn coat hanger to break up some shit. See, I just said it. And I'm just trying to make a point, and I said it. Who says poop in a circumstance like this? Break up poop. No, you break up shit, you know? Shit goes down, all shit. Shit's crazy. You can use it as an upper, a downer, a sideways, like, yeah, shit. You know? Yeah, it's kind of a stretch. I'm not really sure what a sideways is, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, coat hanger be used to break up some poop. All right, there you go. Or the regular old plunger, you know? Do a couple pumps. You don't have your engineering license as a master plumber, get the job done. Can you imagine that plungers were illegal? That's how far up this rant has gone. Plungers being illegal. And shitty drivers. Yeah, don't forget about them, shitty drivers. You know, I always see these... I'm going to finish my point before making another. I got a shitty driver right behind me. No, you know what the speed limit is. Don't act like you don't. You know, people are driving shitty because they're like, they start like just putting their hand up, or it's like they go like this because they know that they're fucking wrong. So what was I saying? Gosh, these drivers, I'm telling you nowadays, the Corona's making everybody so liberal. They're driving with face masks on and stuff. Crazy world, crazy universe. Go get some gas. You like how I didn't finish my first point, changed topics, and didn't finish my second point? Yeah. It's great, right? I know, I'm awesome. Hashtag humble as shit. See how I brought it back around to the first point? It looks like this car might try to hit me. I don't want that to happen. parking job, buddy. That's cool. You just get your license? Oh, you're a felon. You stole it. That's cool. I'm going to keep this going a little bit longer. And with the magic of editing, you're not going to see, but I'm going to get out of my car, snap once, right before I get out. When I snap again, my car will be fully pumped up. Imagine if pumping a car was only that fast. Ready, watch. And I'm back. But now I got more shit to do. I'll be right back. Back again.
Bluetooth mode.
Had to get some air in my tires too. It's been a very festive day. Making points, not finishing them, talking about profanity. It's really educational. I think we all learned something today, which is that when you're driving, you have different circumstances whirling around you at different speeds, different miles per hour. You might change topics a little bit. I know I certainly did. Definitely. You know, I've been doing this show, I'm not even sure actually, I think maybe like under a year, over a year, right around there. And it really has grown exponentially. I got listeners all over the world. And, you know, that doesn't really do anything as far as like my ego goes, but I'm thankful, I'm appreciative, because the whole goal of this channel in the first place is so that people can get to know me when I'm off stage. You know, the biggest challenge right now is, you know, getting booked and stuff like that, with there still being like Corona and social distancing and people not wanting to come out, or minimum capacity shows or stuff like that. And I do have a show at the world famous Addison Improv this Sunday night. But yeah, that's the biggest challenge, because this is supposed to be in between shows, so people can get to know me better. But the biggest challenge now is just getting booked. You know, the world is in a crazy place. Businesses are closed. Nobody is even motivated to go out to have fun. I mean, I was watching the presidential debates last night. They were talking about the divorce rate is through the roof. I don't doubt it. You know, wasn't exactly a low number before, and then you take away all activities, all fun, all everything else. You know, part of what makes a couple is being able to do those things. If you like tourism, and part of your thing of adventure is foreign travel and stuff like that, then let's see if this lady comes to a stop. No, she didn't. You see how the car rocked back? That's how you stop. That car, that's how you stop. That car, it's not a stop. I did it again, didn't I? I did it again. I see these things. I feel, you know, I had someone that I know once, and don't take this from me because I know that you would. I'm just joking, kind of. I had a buddy of mine tell me one time that a horn is not good enough, okay? There's got to be a button on a car that you should only legally be allowed to press if and when someone is driving like a jerk, okay? They're not coming to stops all the way. They're not fully stopping. They're just driving like a jerk, you know? And clearly this car is. It's an SUV. I do that. I still call, I call all trucks and SUVs and cars alike. I call them all cars. I do. Anyway. Yeah, I got a show this upcoming weekend on Sunday night. I'm really excited about it. It'll be my first time performing. My first time performing, my first time doing comedy in over 6 months. And I'm really excited. You know, I've been preparing, ready for the moment. Now that I got it, I'm going to capitalize on it. You know, I always have certain metrics when I do shows. And I pretty much keep it private, but I'll just say it publicly. Which is, I always work the hardest to have the loudest laughs, have the most memorable stories, so people, from word of mouth, like people go home and tell other people about it. The most visually appealing show. That way I'm not just standing one place, but they can actually like act out stuff that I acted out, or talk about actual actions in addition to the words and the things that I'm saying. And the most amount of laughs. That's another big one. The most amount of laughs. Look at that. One more car. Not if you come to a complete stop sign. Come to a complete stop. Listen to me. Come to a complete stop. I won't be cutting you off. I'm not even cutting you off. If you're driving through a stop sign and I'm already going forward, I got the right of way. It's not cutting me off. It's just you driving like an idiot. And I'm ahead. It's kind of like exactly what I said earlier, but I'm not driving like an idiot. Anyway, the last one, like I was saying, was having the most amount of laughs per minute. You know? I think it's possible to reach all those goals. And I grade myself. Have like a reviewing system before and after, and I try it out absolutely everywhere I can possibly try anything out. I mean, the grocery store, gas station, parking lots, you name it. I'm all over the place. I'm always trying out new material. Just the other day, I was at Dollar Tree, and as I was leaving the parking lot, what the hell? Come on. As I was leaving the dollar store, Dollar Tree, that is. I talked to this guy. I was like, "Hey, buddy." I was like, I didn't call him buddy, but I was like, "Hey, dude, you got like a few minutes?" He said he didn't have any money or something. I'm like, "Nah, I don't want your money. Come on, get out of here." And I just basically asked if he had a few minutes so I could just do like a set. So I did like 5 minutes of jokes. I think if you ask people in the right way, they're cool enough. I got a lot of stuff to do at my house, so I'm going to have to end this short. But message me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Benja, Benja, Welldone, Welldone. Have a beautiful day. Look forward to hearing and seeing from everybody soon at a comedy venue near you. I'm